Okay, let's talk about crate training. Crate training is a wonderful training tool for your new puppy or any new dog to the family. If it's an adopted older dog, it's just as important to consider crate training. It's a perfect training tool for multiple reasons. One of them being safety and security for your dog. It's just a really good place to leave them when they can't be supervised so they don't get into trouble. Number two being house training, especially for puppies and for any dog that gets adopted from the shelter. They are usually not house trained, potty trained. So a dog doesn't usually soil their own place, their immediate area. That's why crate training is really good for that as well. Number three reason is to prevent destructiveness. Even if your puppy is already house trained, doesn't have any accidents in the house anymore, their most destructive phase might still be ahead. From our experience, it's usually between a year to 2 years, maybe a little earlier. And if you want to protect your furniture and make sure your dog doesn't swallow a sock and need surgery, again, the crate comes in very handy. Then a crate is also really great for teaching boundaries, because with positive reinforcement training, boundaries are still very important, right? You want to, always teach your dogs in a positive way. But when your puppy gets overly excited or overly aroused by playing too much, a crate can be a really good place for them. Facilitating vet visits or emergencies like a hurricane, for example, here on Maui, or travel even, is also a really important part, or could be an important reason for training your puppy to like the crate. Because then if you do need to ever evacuate in a hurricane situation, or you do need to take your dog to a vet for an emergency and they have to be hospitalized, or you do want to travel with them, it's much less stressful on them if they are used to being in a crate and there is no anxiety that is induced to them when they have to now stay in a crate all of the sudden. Okay, let's talk about how to crate train. and you heard the treat jar open and you saw Harbor come. So you do want to do it in a positive way, right? We want to make the crate a positive place. That's a very good girl. And just expose them to it very slowly. Throw some treats in there. Leave the crate open at first when you introduce your puppy to it or your older dog. Let them sniff. Now, Harbor here is already crate trained. Yeah, she is amazing in the crate. I can put her in any crate I want with anything I want, and she'll just be settling down and resting and chewing if I give her a chew. Um, that might not be the case yet for your puppy if you're just starting to crate train him. Your puppy or your adopted dog might be a little timid around the crate, might not know what it is, might not want to necessarily go in. So then just leave the crate open, throw a few treats in, go find it, and let them check it out. In the beginning, you would literally just leave the door open. And then as they feel more comfortable, put some comfortable things in there for them, a bed, a towel, or a blanket. If it's a destructive puppy that chews up any bed, towels are a great way to go. Otherwise, dog beds work, blankets, put in some toys, and then we're going to talk about chews and treats here in a minute some more. Make it positive. When they feel comfortable in there, throw a few treats in. Just close the crate door for a brief moment. You don't even have to close it all the way. This one is a little loud, huh? But yeah, you're used to that. And then, just make it 10 seconds, 20 seconds, then let them come out again. Really make it a game in the beginning. Make it real fun. Go find it. You can say, go in your crate. Good job. And out. Good girl. Yeah, go in your crate. Let them explore a little bit. Let them just roam around a little bit. Then I have something prepared up here. Then once they're supposed to go in there for, gotta wait, for the first time for a few minutes, really make sure it's really positive for them. So again, have a blanket in there, have a toy in there that you like, or that your puppy likes. This is Harbor's toy that she loves. I've seen those come with other dogs. These are little dogs that actually have a heartbeat in them. it seems to really like, dogs really seem to like them. So you could try something like this. Any other toy will work. Then you want to have a really good chew that they're interested in. You could use any kind of toy that you can fill, like a Kong. This has just some peanut butter in there now. And off, gotta wait. You could also put your dog's food in there, freeze it in the freezer, mix it up with some water or peanut butter or whatever, and then it will last a lot longer. And then there is a multitude of chews that you can use. This is the enzymatic rawhide. Make sure that the rawhide is enzymatic so it digests if they ever swallow too much of it. This is the no hide. You gotta wait. Off. Yeah. And then this is just a fish skin. There is the Himalayan chews. There's antlers if your dog is not like a super chewer. In that case, they're not really the best choice. If your dog is raw fed, you could use raw bones. Really, there's water buffalo horn, stuff like that. Keep it interesting for your puppy. If you always put them in the crate with the same chew, they might get tired of it. You gotta wait. Okay, so then yeah, that's such a good girl. Can you come out again? Go find it. Yeah, good girl. So then you just tell your dog, go in your crate and give them one of the chews. Which one do you want? You want the fish chew? Okay. And then you close your crate and give them some time. So ideally now is when you could leave the room for a few minutes. Take a little distance, give them some time to chew. Fast forward here. So you want to, then start just with 5 minutes, 10 minutes, actually go to a different room, get them used to being in a room by themselves, because that for some dogs can really be a trigger. You want them to be, at that point, you want them to be comfortable enough in the crate that they really like it and that they can actually focus on that chew and be like in the moment, not worry about you being away. Okay, so once you've left your dog alone for 5 to 10 minutes, then they should be done chewing whatever they're chewing, and then you'll let them out and just make it positive. Ideally, you also have your puppy sit and stay when you open the crate. She's going to take a while here to chew this, but you can really use this as a good opportunity also to practice your sit stays when you open a crate. Sit, yes. Stay, yes. Then you open the crate door slowly. I'm gonna have to remove the chew here from her for a second so you can see it. Yeah, and then you would just really be consistent with this, right? So you want to introduce the crate slowly, make it a positive place. And then there will obviously be times where you have to leave them in the crate for longer. You should never leave a puppy in the crate for more than an hour or two. They, depending on age, their bladders are still small. They may have to go. So that's when the house training comes in. When you take them out of the crate, you take them right to a potty place where they can pee or poo. And then just reward them calmly. Don't get too excited. Don't make them stop in the process. You can reward it with a nice treat. And then now your puppy has pottied after coming out of the crate. Then you can have them in the house supervised for a while and play with them inside or play with them outside and make it positive. You'll probably always be more successful putting your puppy in the crate or your adult dog when they're tired. So if you've exercised them outside for a while and now they're kind of exhausted, that's when you want to put them in the crate with a nice chew, nice toys, just a comfortable place. And then they will be, more likely to just fall asleep and have the permission to rest, right? It actually, crate training is also so good for some dogs, especially dogs that are a little anxious, because it really gives them that permission to rest in some cases. A lot of dogs that will just follow you around will actually really benefit from spending some time in the crate, because they might feel like they do need to follow you around and that's their job. So if you start the process slowly and positively and really take your time and really just be patient with it and then be consistent with it, right? Build on it, start slowly, build on it every day, and make the crate a positive place for your puppy, you're going to really benefit from it, and so is your dog, because you don't want to end up with a puppy that can't be left alone, that's not used to being independent in some way. So crates are a really great tool for that as well. I hope that helped, and I'm going to now show you that Harbor has eaten the whole fish chew, how to take your puppy out of the crate nicely, and then our practice for today is done. I will take Harbor outside now for more playtime, and then when we come back, and she'll just go in her crate, and she'll be in the crate for 2 hours until we have our next potty break. And that's actually really great if you do have a routine that the dog can get used to. They'll really thrive from that too. And so you see how she's now just sniffing, and she's totally settled. She really enjoys being in the crate, and there is no punishment involved in this. So make sure you don't use the crate as punishment. It should always be a positive and happy place for them. All right, Harbor. Yeah, can you sit? Can we get you up into a sit? Can you sit? Yes, and stay. 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 Okay, good girl. And right to the treat jar. Good girl. Here you go. Okay, then you can also practice stays. Perfect. I hope this helps you in some way. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. But yeah, hopefully your dog or puppy will be crate trained in no time.